mynews.studio.
A new mRNA therapy is making headlines for its ability to expose HIV hiding spots in immune cells. Is this the breakthrough that could finally lead to a cure?
Today is June 7th, 2025. Let's get into the details. Researchers at the Peter Doherty Institute in Melbourne have just published some results that could really change how HIV is treated. Their study, out in Nature Communications on June 5th, shows they've managed to reveal HIV that's been hiding inside white blood cells, a problem that stumped researchers for a long time.
Exactly. HIV's main strategy has always been its ability to hide, right? It actually integrates itself into the DNA of resting CD4 plus T cells. That makes it invisible, not just to the immune system, but also to antiretroviral drugs. That's been the main challenge in finding a cure. So what this team did was develop a new kind of lipid nanoparticle, sometimes called LNPX, that can deliver mRNA straight into those resting cells.
And that part, the delivery, is what's new here. Because up until now, actually getting any therapy into those dormant cells just hasn't worked. The mRNA in these nanoparticles, it basically gives the cells instructions to push the hidden HIV out of hiding. So, instead of only suppressing the virus like current treatments do, this tries to actually expose it. But can we talk about how much this might change things compared to existing antiretroviral therapy?
Sure. Antiretroviral therapy, or RT, is excellent at stopping HIV from replicating. People on ART don't get sick because the virus is kept in check. But the issue is, if you stop the meds, the virus comes back because it's still hiding in those reservoirs. This new mRNA therapy works differently. It's trying to activate those latent viruses so your immune system, or maybe other treatments, can actually find and destroy the infected cells.
So this is the shock and kill approach, right? Shock the dormant virus so it comes out, then kill the infected cells. People have talked about this method for ages, but no one's been able to actually deliver the shock reliably, at least not to these resting T cells.
Exactly. And when the Melbourne team saw it work, their reaction was pretty intense. Dr. Paula Saval, one of the lead authors, said they were basically in disbelief. Her words were, "It was a night and day difference. All of us were just sitting gasping, like wow."
But just to clarify, this was done in cells donated by HIV patients, not in living people yet, right? Is there any sense of how this might work in actual patients?
That's a really important distinction. The researchers are clear that there's a long way to go before this could be used in people. They need a lot more lab work, preclinical studies, to make sure these nanoparticles are safe and do what they're supposed to do without causing harm. Even after that, human trials come in stages, first for safety, then to check if it actually works, and finally to compare it with current treatments.
And approval only comes if it passes every stage. That could take several years. But have we seen anything this promising before when it comes to a potential HIV cure?
There have been a few breakthroughs. For example, stem cell transplants have cured a handful of people. The Geneva patient in 2023 comes to mind, as well as a woman in 2022 who had a stem cell and cord blood transplant for cancer. But those cases are very rare, and the procedures are risky. They're only possible for people who have both HIV and certain types of cancer.
There's also gene editing approaches, like EBT-101, which the FDA gave fast-track status in 2023. But that therapy is still early in trials. It's complicated, expensive, and hard to deliver on a large scale.
That's where mRNA therapies might have the edge. The infrastructure from the COVID-19 vaccines is already in place: manufacturing, distribution, even cold storage. So if this works, it could be easier to scale up, make it more affordable, and reach more people, especially in countries with fewer resources.
But there are still some big hurdles. The therapy needs to be affordable, practical in places without advanced healthcare, and effective for all 39 million people living with HIV. Plus, things like cold chain logistics and special delivery systems could still be tough, even with mRNA's flexibility.
Right. Nobody's saying this is the final answer yet, but compared to risky stem cell transplants or complex gene editing, mRNA therapy may be the most realistic path forward if it proves both safe and effective.
So in summary, we have a new tool that might finally help find and expose HIV where it hides in immune cells. The research looks promising, but clinics are still a long way off.
This could end up being a real turning point in HIV research, or just one more step on the path. Either way, it's a significant moment in the global effort to end HIV.
We'll keep watching this story as it evolves. Thanks for joining us for this look at the latest in HIV research.
Thank you for listening. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. You can try it now for free.